We're here with AthletesGiving, Cee Cee. Explain what your life was before cancer.
I was living in Miami, working as a school psychologist right before cancer, living on my own, traveling, enjoying a very good life. And one day I went to see the doctor and I felt something odd. He sent me for an ultrasound, and 3 days later I was diagnosed with cancer. I felt that my independence was taken away. My parents had to basically come in and move me out of my house, move me back into their house. And basically my life was in the hands of my doctors, and that was very hard to deal with because I'm a little bit of a control freak. They called me from his office and they said, "You need to be here at 2 o'clock. Dr. Spiegelman needs to speak to you." And I came in and I knew there was something wrong. And he just looked at me and said, "You have cancer." And I found out later that it was very hard for him to tell me because I was the youngest one in his office ever diagnosed. And he's actually a doctor that means so much to me because he did everything in his power to make sure I got the best treatment available, and I will forever be indebted to him.
After your diagnosis, you moved back in with your parents.
Yes.
So kind of reversed all of the independence you had.
I think the hardest thing for me was the effect I had on my parents. And because I'm their youngest, I'm their baby, I know that they took it very hard. And I think the day that he said, "Let's go and shave your head," because my hair was starting to fall out, I don't know how he handled that. I think that was very difficult on him.
You went to Montana last summer.
Yes. I was actually very hesitant to go. The day that I was leaving to Montana, my sister was driving me to the airport at 4:30 in the morning, and I was still like, what the heck am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But I came back so empowered with a whole new attitude, and it helped me so much. So yeah, it was definitely a life-threatening experience for me.
One of the things we talk about on AthletesGiving so much is that everyone is an athlete if they choose to be, and that through that athleticism and that passion, you can actually give back to other people. You can use your passion to help other people. Explain what you did.
January 2009, I ran a half marathon in Miami. It was actually the 4th anniversary of my mastectomy. And I decided to do this half marathon to raise money for First Ascents. I think I spoke to you the night before.
You did.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to finish. But it was scary. My goal was just to finish. I just needed to finish.
And you got towards the end and you said you started facing some physical challenges. What was going on?
My legs started cramping up and I was getting very tired. And that last mile and a half was really difficult.
Was there ever a point where you said, I might not do this?
No, because I knew I had to accomplish it.
And what was the finish line? What was that?
I crossed the finish line and I started crying. Just because 4 years earlier, I was in a hospital having a bilateral mastectomy being done. So to cross that finish line, knowing that 4 years earlier, I didn't know if I was going to be around and still be alive, that was so overwhelming, so amazing, actually.
And how did you use that to raise money?
I set up a fundraising webpage. A lot of people knew about my story because I am very verbal as far as telling people what I went through, because I think it's important for people to be aware that as a cancer survivor, you need to be your own best advocate. And if I can help other people by telling them my story, I will do that. And I have been doing that. So I use that way of letting people know that I was doing this to fundraise.
Well, I'm really proud of you, and I think that when people watch us, what they'll learn is obviously that they too are an athlete, and that I'm hoping that when they get to that last mile and a half, if they don't have someone else and they've got your voice getting them through it.
I have a medal that they gave me at the event, and I wanted to give it to you.
Thank you, Cee Cee. My first medal, and now I don't have to run a half marathon. Thank you, that means the world to me.